What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, starring Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo. First of all, I've been waiting to do this for like a long time because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon, is my favorite cartoon, especially within my childhood. Okay, growing up to this, from the late 80s all the way up. All right, no lie. So I have to do the history in a half shell. It has to be done. It has to be done. In 1987, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon came out. All right, this is more the cartoonish look out of all their cartoons, but still one of the best. All right, Raphael was the sarcastic one. Michelangelo was the surfer dude. Leonardo was the cheesy ass leader. And Raphael, I just said Raphael, Donatello was the tech. He was a nerd. All right. And it all worked out so well. And I got up every Saturday morning to watch this show relentlessly. Then in 1990, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, came out. Oh, I was excited about that. You know what I was. See these leathery, funny-looking animatronics on the screen doing their thing. Finally see us in live action. All right? And all the characters, they got all of them right. Most of them. Raphael, mostly. And Michelangelo, kind of. All right? But still, it still is an enjoyable movie. Part 1, 2, 3... I can't say much about 3. 3 was the worst one. it had no pizzazz to it. They shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have went that route. But I still love it all. I still loved it all. Okay? Then in 2003, another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon came out. Pretty much the 2003 version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The updated version of Turtles. All right? Now, at first, I wasn't too hyped about the idea of it. But I saw a few episodes here and there. And it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, man. It's more like the darker version of the Turtles. Maybe the ones you'd see in the comic books before the cartoon came out, compared to the cartoon itself in the 80s. All right, so I enjoyed it a little more for that aspect of it being darker and I was older, but I didn't watch every episode. I didn't just get into every episode like that. Maybe I should one day, but not right now. Not right now. And then in 2012, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, another cartoon came out. This time Nickelodeon was in charge. All right, so I saw a big drop of interest from what I used to have, and it was like a new kind of animation and whatnot. Especially at the time, the design was pretty bad already. It just didn't wrap with me. It didn't go well with me. Okay, and so I didn't even bother watching one damn episode of that. No, I'm not doing it. I still don't want to do that. Not even going there. I don't care about that turtle. I don't care about any of those turtles. Especially in that 2012 edition of it. Horrible. Horrible. Nickelodeon, please, what were you doing? Then in 2014, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay edition movie came out. All right, now he already did Transformers before this, and we know what happened with that. Okay, couldn't understand a damn thing going on that screen. But with this, it wasn't that confusing. All right, the turtles aren't really complicated as a design, not like the Transformers. But still, there were some issues. There were issues with this. It just the first one, it was okay. It was okay. It was entertaining, and I liked it. I liked it, but it just wasn't the original way that the Turtles, in my mind, came about. You know, I'm used to certain characters being involved in this. Now, Shredder was involved, but then we got no Bebop and Rocksteady, and so it wasn't the same. No Krang, no Krang. Come on, man, come on. You didn't get Krang with the old ones either, but I expect Krang now at some point in time. Then in 2014, the sequel came out. Michael Bay tried it again. All right, and this time he had Bebop and Rocksteady in that. And so I appreciated that, even though, you know, the animation was a little cheesy with them. The CGI was a little hokey dokey. But still, I just was happy to see Bebop and Rocksteady out for the first time, man. Because they were supposed to do it a long time ago, but they got the other guys instead. Okay? So this time, that's the plus for that. It still wasn't that great, but I appreciated them adding some characters in that it's been a long time coming for their appreciation. Okay? Just that alone. Just that alone. No Krang still. That's all right. I'll let that slide. I'll let that slide. All right? Then in 2016, 2018, Rise of the Turtles cartoon came out. This was their last attempt at trying to rehash the spirit of what we got in the 80s. Their last attempt, and it was nowhere close. I think it was just, they were trying to redo each character all over again from scratch. The personality, what makes them, the design. Each turtle looked completely different from what we know them from. And that's probably the worst one. Out of all, I'd say, 4 cartoons? This is the worst adaptation yet. I can't believe that they went there. I can't believe that they did this to the Turtles. They ruined any chance of kids wanting to get into this ever again, especially as a cartoon. Now, I could be just exaggerating on that, but it just shows you how bad it was. It's really bad. It's really bad. Look at these characters. Look at them. What is that? What, man? And now we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And my question is, will this be an exceptional adaptation or addition to what we've got in the past? Or to find out, let's go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. For those who don't know, for those who are aware, if you don't know about this movie by now, you fell in a manhole somewhere, and right now you're trying to figure out why you see 4 talking turtles looking at you, looking like some big green boogers. All right, with ninja mask and weapons. All right, so you have no time to worry about watching this movie. Okay, you're occupied. You're occupied. Rather, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. You know about this movie. They've been talking about this for such a long time, and now it's out. And so, any turtle fan, they're gonna let you know whether you want to know it or not. Okay, so I know you know. All right, don't play me. Don't play me. Do not attempt to play me on that one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is pretty much about 4 turtles, of course, But it actually starts out with the tale of how Baxter Stockman got his fame, his rise to fame, all right? He had a little project going on. He had a mutant fly of his own, kind of his pet, kind of his son, he considered it, until they busted him for that creepy stuff, all right? And they confiscated all of his creations and went about their way, just doing away with him, apparently. And then years, I say 17, 15, 16 years later, the Turtles are about. All right, they're still hiding in the shadows. They want to be out of the shadows on an honest tip, but they just can't do it because their father, Splinter, he's telling them, do not do it, Turtles. You can't be out in the public like you want to. You have to come home eventually. All right, because I say so. They get a little restless. They start wondering, well, what do we actually, do something? Make ourselves useful, fight crime, help the city out. And so they start to do just that. All right. Of course, their father finds out somehow, and he scolds them for that very thing. Little do they know, there's actually someone out to find out about this Baxter Stockman character, because now it's happening again. There's some big creature rolling around, flying around, terrorizing people, killing people, okay? And he has a league of mutants leading behind him, and they're trying to find out what the hell is going on. And so now the Turtles are getting involved because it's mutants, all right? And so they feel like they need to see what's going on with this. It's their brethren. And when they finally meet the mastermind behind this big crime going on, oh, it gets very interesting from there. And now they must figure out if they want to take down this new compadres they have or just join them. And that's the premise of the movie, all right? There's a lot going on with that. Honestly, there's a lot going on in that plot. Wow. Positives. The animation for this is highly unique. I must admit this, okay? I must admit I loved the animation for this movie. They said they got the inspiration from the Spider-Verse movies. I thought the same producer or animator did that as well, but maybe they just got inspiration from it. I don't know. But still, whatever they did, whatever happened, they did a great job with the animation, okay? Just the way it was done, it was almost like clay figures, but brought to life with a little more pizzazz to it. Okay, let's just put it like that. There were some scenes and fight scenes that were how the animation went and how everything was put together. It just rolled. It just rolled out in a way I've never seen animation like this. So this might be a new grounds. We thought they were setting new grounds with the Spider-Verse. No, this is another level. This is another level of animation right here. Honestly, I'm not just talking smack. This is another level of animation altogether. I enjoyed all of that, honestly. Next positive. The grown ass soundtrack. Yes, they had songs on here that I am positive none of these youngsters are going to understand or even know what the hell is going on with those songs. All right. I forgot the list of songs, but they were good. They were good. They got a lot of hip hop, I think there were a few rock songs too that I can recall right now. But I tell you right now, each time a song came on, it just brought back that nostalgia. That nostalgia kicked in so strong with each score that I was impressed. I was rather impressed. And this is produced by Seth Rogen, so I expected something, something interesting in that aspect. But yeah, he almost pretty much forgot that kids are watching this. He forgot that kids are watching this. Now maybe he didn't forget, and he's doing that for a reason. Maybe he wants them to get into the old school stuff. I'm guessing he does. But whatever his plan was, it worked with that soundtrack, all right? because I was jamming the hell out on that. Most definitely. I forgot what movie I was watching. Okay. Another positive. The humor was decent. The humor was decent. I with Seth Rogen writing this or whatever he did, he was involved with other people hugely. I felt like the humor would have been a lot funnier, but then I forget that it's PG.
Damn.
And so, yes, he had to kind of watch what he had the Turtles saying and other people in the movie talking about it and what kind of subjects could be brought up in this movie. But still, with what he had to work with what audience he knew he was catering to, he still did a very good job with the humor in this movie, man. These turtles, they're so awkward. They're so awkward, okay? And just watching them try to adapt to the real world was hilarious on its own. All right? And the funniest character in this movie, to me, was Jackie Chan as Splinter. That was too funny because he just desperately wanted his sons to not go out in that world alone. He even made a real life board cutout of humans in the sewer for them to play around with. Okay, because he didn't want them to leave so bad. He was so desperate for that. At the same time, he really needed some friends himself. Some friends his age the entire time. And when you see what kind of friends he ended up with to satisfy his loneliness. Now that was an adult joke. That was an adult joke that I got. And I'm sure anybody watching it was like, okay, we know what's going on with this. All right. And so that was hilarious. I'm not going to say what happened or who he found in all of this, but that was quite interesting alone. And so hands down, Master Splinter is the funniest character in this movie. Know that now. All right. Another positive, or our last positive. This movie was more realistic and updated despite the PG rating. All right, it really was trying to capture how the Turtles would be acting today. How would they react? How would they act in 2023 compared to how they acted in 1990 and 1989 and all that? This is completely different. So I understand that. I do have some issues with that, which I'll talk about later. But for now, I understand the fact that they couldn't make them exactly like the Turtles we all grew up with, all right? And so, you have Michelangelo acting like he acts. not like the old Michelangelo, trust me. And, Donatello doing his thing. And Michelangelo, Raphael. Raphael is probably the closest to how he really acts. How we know him as. I'll put it like that. So I appreciated that. Because that's how he would be today. That's how he would never change. His personality really wouldn't change up. Okay? And they went through real life problems that somebody would have as a mutated turtle who has the mind of a teenager. All right? They went through those problems. They were lonely. They wanted to interact with other kids their age for so long, and you could feel the desperation in them. All right? Negatives. Here we go. Michelangelo and Donatello were the worst characters in here. I'd say worst characters. They were the worst portrayed. And what I mean by that, this is not the Mike and Donnie I grew up with. It's horrible. It's horrible. Michelangelo was a surfer dude, like I said earlier. He was the party dude. Yeah, cowabunga. And now this guy sounds like Michael B. Jordan. All right. So you know what I mean by that. I'm sure some black kid did his voice. It was weird for me. It was weird. Okay. I didn't enjoy that at all. It was just, it was out of place. Then Donatello, he's a nerd. He's a nerd in this movie, no doubt. But Donatello was the tech of the team. He was the tech. In this, he's just a nerd who talks a lot of crap. So he was funny. He was actually funnier than he's ever been in this movie. But at the same time, it just didn't fit. It didn't fit with the Donatello I know. I did not enjoy that. All right. He didn't do anything remotely smart throughout the entire movie. And I hope that they give his character time to develop into that Donatello he's supposed to be. But for this film, that ain't my Donnie. That ain't the Donnie I know. All right? The Donnie I know was smarter. 10 times smarter than that. You've ruined his character. You've ruined Mikey and you've ruined Donnie. Now Raph, like I said earlier, he's Raph is Raph. Leo is Leo. Even though there's some choices they made about Leo that were out of place. But still, Leo is Leo. But you butchered Mike and Donnie's character. Come on, man. Another negative. The fight scenes were lacking. All right, yes, the fight scenes were horribly lacking. They were interesting. They were interesting. But I've seen better fight scenes. I've seen better fight scenes in animated movies and the live action movies. Of course. I was not impressed with these fight scenes in this movie. The first scene was pretty cool because they were just learning how to fight, right? Or actually fighting other people. They knew how to fight, they just never fought hands-on. And so that was interesting to see them come of age that quickly, or be forced to come of age and show and prove themselves. That was pretty cool, okay? But after that, no, just not good. Just not good. All right, they could have tried a little harder with that. Maybe on down the line we'll get a better fight scene from these guys if this franchise decides to continue. Last negative. I did not enjoy the direction in which a lot of these other mutants went. All right. There's a lot of big names in this movie that if you grew up like I grew up, you knew who these characters were immediately. All right. Like Genghis Khan and Manta Ray and other characters. Oh yeah, the bat guy, Screw Loose. Let me say something about Screw Loose first of all. Screw Loose probably was one of the closest they got. All right, even though he's a lot smaller in this movie than he is what I know, he's close. He's close. All right, Manta Ray was freaking annoying. All he did was sing. Manta Ray in the cartoon didn't do all that singing, and he was played by that guy, that rapper dude that everybody loves now, Post Malone. No. Then you have Genghis Khan, who was just a head. He was just a head. We know how Genghis Khan looks. That's not Genghis Khan. What the hell is that? Then there was Bebop and Rocksteady. They looked more like themselves, but they didn't act like themselves, and they didn't get a lot of screen time either. They just kind of were neglected in a sick way. They didn't do their characters justice. I didn't enjoy that. I did not enjoy that. That was done wrong on so many levels. A lot of these characters, I can go on and on and on about this. Well, one of the biggest confusing ones was the Baxter Stockman Jr. I guess this was Ice Cube was doing the voice of. Now, Ice Cube doing the voice was interesting and it was funny. I'll give it that. But other than that, what? What the hell? And his character got a little more annoying towards the end because he's just kind of saying the same stuff over and over again. I'm going to give this an I. Yes, I'm giving this an I, and there's gonna be a lot of angry people because of this. But I'm angry. You kind of ruined Turtles for me with this. As far as the animated movie, you kind of ruined it a little bit. Do better the next time. Press that like button, share, and you better subscribe.